This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 688 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by EquestrianCollections.com, bringing you the whole universe of equestrian shopping. Hi, Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is from Elizabeth McMillan, the founder of EquestrianProfessional.com. EquestrianProfessional.com is the site for people in the horse business providing affordable horse business education and marketing tools specifically for horse professionals. Today's tip, really bad marketing and how to avoid it. But first, let's hear from today's sponsor.
Hi, Glenn, back with you from the Horse Radio Network. I'm here with Debbie with the Equestrian Collections Product of the Week.
This week we're talking about the Equestrian Collections Savvy Shopper email newsletter. Here at Equestrian Collections, we send out a newsletter twice a month with interesting information and really good information from our vets and people around the globe that have good information for your horse and yourself. For instance, one of our employees was involved in the fire in Colorado, and she sent out information on how to prepare for evacuation. So there's all kinds of really pertinent information that we send out in our newsletter. That's twice a month. And every Friday we send out a sales flyer so our savvy shoppers get all the updated information about the sales that we have on our website. In order to sign up for Savvy Shopper, you just go to the website, and on the front page, on the home page, down there about halfway down, it says sign up for exclusive emails. Now, when you sign up, don't worry about, we do not sell your emails. We don't do anything except for send out this information to you, to the email that you give us. And it's very easy. If you move or anything and you want to change your email address, you can just reply to that and we can take care of it for you. But it has lots of the vet. We have a vet on call that actually writes for us. The one where our employee was involved with the fires in Colorado, it had a companion piece from the vet on what to do about burns. So it's just really pertinent information and that we would like for our customers to have at the tip of their fingers. And I want to also mention that on our website, under our help button, you'll have a whole list on the right-hand side of all the older ones that the vet has done and that we've had on there. So if you have a question on, for instance, how hot is too hot to ride, how cold is too cold to ride, what to do about overheating horses, anything like that, it's all right there at your fingertips anytime you want it at www.equestriancollections.com.
Welcome back. Elizabeth McMillan, founder of Equestrian Professional Singular.com. I want to put on an S on the end all the time, and I'm sorry. EquestrianProfessional.com, where you can get fantastic information about sound, successful business practices that are directly for us horse folks. And thank you very much for doing that, Elizabeth.
Well, thanks for having me.
What have you got for us today?
Okay, I have something called How Wrong Does This Get? Or Can This Get?
Uh-oh.
And I have for you, it's real, folks. This is real. This is an email that a friend of mine forwarded it to me.
Oh, does this fall into the category of you can't make this stuff up?
It does. It is, exactly. Actually, that should be the title. So anyway, I'm just going to read it to the listeners here, and then we'll take apart how many ways it's so very wrong. Okay. So the title is, it's an ad that was on Craigslist, and I know it's not always the best ads on there, but this one kind of takes the cake. We need boarders for our horse farm ASAP, $250. The ad reads, hi, me and my husband desperately need several horses to board at our farm ASAP. We have rent to pay soon and need serious clients. Please call us at the following numbers for more info. and then I can't read the rest because it's the farm names, but and phone numbers and stuff like that. So I'm not going to share that. But I think, Jennifer, right now we both kind of have cringed.
Yes, I'm going, oh my gosh.
So, of course, the first thing I think that stands out is that what kind of marketing is that? We need to pay our rent, so come put your horses with us. And then two, you've got this horrible marketing because it's all about what the business wants or the people want. And also they say, desperately need several horses. That's really scary. You're really going to trust them to throw?
Yeah, exactly. You got to the end of that ad and I thought, I feel terribly sorry for those folks, but I don't think I want to put my horse there.
Yeah. If they're struggling to pay their rent, what are they going to pay first? Their rent or their hay bill? I don't know. So anyhow, there's the marketing piece of it, which, basically your marketing always needs to be from the customer's point of view. You're generally going to be using you statements like, here's what's in it for you. You can, not here's what's in it for me. So, there's that. But the other piece of it that really struck me, and I know strikes other barn owners and boarding stable operators just as a stab to the gut, is the price. So they've got these other barns competing with them, and they're competing with them on price, and they're undercutting board like $250. That's really not enough, to charge for paddock or stall board, for sure. And I'm doubting that it's pasture. So, and also, I know I've been hearing about some pretty inexpensive pasture as well. But all of those things, the problem is that you cannot compete on price. When horse businesses start trying to compete on price, what ends up happening with these really underpriced ones is that, and if you're doing it yourself, is that if you're not making a profit, and I'm going to say this twice, if you're not making a profit, you are paying your customers to ride, board, or train with you. Because think about it. If you're not making a profit and it's time to pay your bills, and there's not enough money in your business account to do that, you're going to have to dip into your savings, or you're going to have to dip into your credit cards, something like that. You're probably going to start charging things on your cards. And what that means is that you are literally paying the difference between what your clients are paying and what it's costing you. So you're in essence, you are paying them to be your customers. Now, if you would like to be out on the show circuit competing yourself, do you really want to be paying for somebody else to do that instead of you? I think your dollars should go back into you, for one thing. And also, the other thing to realize is that late payment, customers that pay late because the profit margins can be so slim, can actually kind of equate to the same thing, because if you don't get paid on time and you don't have enough money in your account to pay for this bill or that bill, and it goes on your credit card and that gets rolled over at interest again, your business, what's happening with your business is that you are essentially playing bank for your customers.
Yeah.
So don't compete on price. The other thing is if you see a barn that's undercutting, be really glad when customers go to them, because at that $250, let's say if that were a stall, and if they had, they probably don't have any liability insurance. I'm going to guess at that, and probably not. If they're feeding the horses any reasonable amount in bedding and that type of thing, they're probably losing between $75 and $100 per horse at least, and perhaps more depending on their other expenses. So I know a lot of people are thinking, okay, well, I'm going to lower my prices so that I can stay competitive with other barns during this economy. Don't do that. This is a little bit tongue in cheek, but the thing is think about it this way: the more clients they have, the more money they're losing every month, the faster they're going to go out of business.
Well, yeah, there's that whole.
It doesn't make sense to compete on price.
That whole thing that I'll make up for it in volume. Well, when you're taking care of animals, that's kind of a dicey theory because it takes lots of time. It's not like you're selling widgets.
Right. Right.
So I took notes because I need to take notes because I have the memory like a sieve. So I've learned from this ad, thanks to Elizabeth, the time value of money. If you are out there working hard and you're not making a profit, you are paying those people to take care of their horses. Mm-hmm. Because your time costs money, right?
Yeah. Well, and also if you're not making a profit, most of the time people are dipping into their savings and then they're working their tail off. So really, you would be better off to just go get a minimum wage job and write your clients a check.
There you go.
Easier.
There we go. And the second part of that one, the undercutting on the price, learn what a profit loss statement or sheet is, and keep one for your business. And I'm pointing this out because I do not have a math chip. I have to have lots of help because I do the accounting for our business. And online, there's this handy-dandy little program called Quicken, and it does it all for you. So if you can manage to actually write things down in a computer, which consists of typing, and it's really easy, you can get the world's cheapest, if not free, computer program to create profit loss statements for you, so you will actually know whether or not you are making a profit, because you might not be the cheapest board in town. You might be considerably above the cheapest board in town, but you still might not be making a profit at the end of the year.
Yeah. No, that's really true. One of the things we have on the Equestrian Professional side is we have calculators on there, and one is a profit margin calculator. And why I like it is what it lets you do is experiment with different scenarios. Because in the horse business, typically what you have are fixed expenses, which are things like your rent or mortgage if you have that. Some of your utilities, things like that, things that don't change with the number of horses there. Then you have variable expenses, and that can be feed and shavings for sure go in that category. Sometimes labor, although typically I view labor as a fixed expense. But what it'll let you do is really see most barns, so far as the boarding part, have what I call magic numbers. They're profitable at, say, 20 or 25 horses, but not at 30, because if they hit 30, they have to, say, maybe hire a second guy to work. And the fixed expenses get too high. Or the thing is that they're profitable at 22, but not 17 horses. Right. So it does come down to that. You need to know what your magic numbers are, and then also really think about the cash flow aspect of it, because that can, even a barn that thinks that, on paper they look good, if that money isn't coming in on time, it doesn't have the same value, because if it comes in late and it causes you to be late on a bill, then that money can often be your profit margin right there or more.
Right. Your profit margin just went out in late pay fees to all of the utilities.
Right.
There it went.
Exactly.
Or it damages your credit because you are behind
you're late on
things.
Your bills. Yeah.
Right. And if it damages your credit, that damages your ability to finance your business.
Right.
Yeah. Well, great stuff once again, Elizabeth. So we're going to go to EquestrianProfessional.com, where you have some really valuable tools to help folks in the horse business become better at keeping track of the numbers and seeing what the real meaning of those numbers is, because we don't want folks listening to Horse Tip Daily to be writing ads like the one you just read.
Well, thanks for having me, Jennifer. It's always a blast.
You're welcome. This has been great fun. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. To listen to all of Elizabeth's tips, just go to horsetipdaily.com and go to the experts drop-down menu on the left. You can also visit EquestrianProfessional.com and check out the impressive array of sound as a dollar horse business info she has there. Don't forget to support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily, because they make these podcasts possible. Today's podcast has been brought to you by EquestrianCollections.com, bringing the whole universe of equestrian shopping right to your door. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like to hear us cover on the show. You can subscribe to all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. You can also listen to the shows right on Facebook. The player's right there every day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.